Perfect.
Good. I'm ready if you are.
I'm ready.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so welcome to the first episode in a new Cloudberry Creative podcast series that we are calling Berry and Inspirations. This is an opportunity for us to have a fireside chat with the people who brought us into the field of UX, keep us in UX, and overall inspire us to design and create every day. My name is Jane Herzig Garza, and I am a UX architect here at Cloudberry Creative. I recently came into the field of UX with a background in education and was initially very weary of the transition and how I would fit into this new field. I went through an extensive online boot camp through Career Foundry, which is where I was matched with the most amazing mentor who coached me through assignments, gave me valuable advice, and ultimately helped me land this role with Cloudberry Creative. So I am so happy to have my mentor, Carmelina on to talk today. Hi, Carmelina.
Hi, Jane. Thank you so much for having me. Oh my gosh. And I'm just so humbled by everything that you just said.
Well, I'm so excited. I'm excited that you're our first guest. And I just want to start off first and foremost by thanking you because honestly, like I said, I got this role through you. So I genuinely would not be here without you. But honestly, you know, being a career changer is a very scary thing to do. And you really made me feel confident in all of the ups and downs. And there were some downs. So I just appreciate that. And I'm so excited that you're here.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. And Jane, it's totally normal. I mean, I work with so many career changers and it's like a life change. It's not just a job change, it's a real life change. And, you know, it's great to kind of help people support them during that transition, whether they're a teacher going into a different field, whether they are going into a field that's not within UX as well, right? It's still a transitional period. So so glad that you have me here today and for the opportunity. And I'm so excited to see you being so successful.
Oh, goodness. Well, thanks. I'm excited for this. Good. Well, I think we should just start with kind of like a little background about how you initially got into the field and kind of what has kept you here.
Sure. So goodness, well, I have probably over 20 years of experience, 25 years of experience in UX, and I am now a certified career coach, and I've been doing this full time. But a lot of what I do as a certified coach is, as we said, kind of help people transition to another field, or if somebody isn't transitioning, I also help support them with finding a new role or also shining and getting recognized and promoted in their new role, which a lot of times, sometimes people are looking to get promoted, looking to shine in their ideal role. And I can also help with that as well. So it doesn't just mean that you have to, you know, get help with finding or seeking a new job. It can be just actually being successful at the role that you have today.
Yeah, which is amazing. And, you know, something that I think has helped so many people, just because we were going to talk about this a little bit later, but I think this is such a good lead in to kind of where we are currently with, I don't know if this is the common term or this was your term, but the great resignation and kind of a lot of what we're seeing with retention rates and a lot of offers being rescinded. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of a difficult time right now and challenging for sure. I think there's a lot of shifting going on. I think that there are people who don't really know exactly what they want, and I can help them with that, kind of uncover where they want to go in their future. But also people are reevaluating their jobs, right? They have found through COVID that they want something completely different than what they're used to. And so with that comes a lot of shifting. So there's a lot of shifting going on. It's actually a very difficult time too for managers because it's hard for them to keep people in jobs. And so there's a lot of turnover. And so I can also help businesses come up with retention plans. And for those that are looking to have training and specific strategies to keep employees on board, I can also help out with that as well.
Amazing. Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, yeah, so you mentioned that you've been in the field for 25 years and, have helped so many people along the way. And like I said, you helped me as a mentor through Career Foundry, but you have since started Career Coaching Pro. And, like I said, I've definitely benefited from it, but tell us about kind of your inspiration to start that and
yes,
how it's going, what kinds of services, you kind of touched on that, but what kind of services you offer and for whom?
Thanks, Jane. So I've been working in UX for quite some time. I started doing mentorship very, very early in my career, kind of as a side hustle.
Yeah.
So I did that very early on. I've also taught at the university. I have been doing a lot of mentoring. The reason why I started is because I was getting my graduate degree at ID, which is the Institute of Design at IIT. And while I was there, I spent a lot of time with the students that were kind of graduating with me because they didn't really know where they wanted to go outside of school. So it was very theoretical. They were having a hard time kind of figuring out where they wanted to go. And I had actually been in UX for 6 years at that point when I went to ID. So I was helping a lot of students kind of figure out what their niche was back then. And so I just kept doing that after I graduated, kind of as a side hustle this entire time. And then when COVID hit, I actually wasn't working. I was working from home and I wasn't driving or commuting to work any longer. So I had extra time, which to me, now that I think about it, probably wasn't really extra time, but I liked it so much. I made time to kind of go and get certified. And then I turned it into a full-time job. And I opened up Career Coaching Pro.
That's amazing. Yeah. I like that you had free time and you were like, well, what can I do with it?
Yes. And I knew that I always wanted to do this full time, but I just wasn't able to kind of make that shift. And I finally did that. I started with Career Foundry, obviously mentoring there a little bit more part-time during COVID. And then, with that, my business kind of grew. And now I'm, teaching for Luma and working a little bit for Career Foundry. And I'm also doing work on my own with Career Coaching Pro.
Amazing. I mean, you have such a natural knack for it. It definitely makes sense. You're in the right thing. I love when you can see like somebody getting into something and you're like, well, that just makes perfect sense. So, you have a natural knack for it. Yeah. So tell us about, you have definitely touched on it, but some of the services and kind of, the broad spectrum of who all you help.
Sure. Thank you. So I help individuals. I have video courses, group sessions, and then I have my most popular service is one-on-one personalized coaching, which is what we had. I don't even know if you know, Jean, but I'm starting to help coaches as well now that are trying to get into coaching themselves. So I went through the side hustle and I learned a lot along the way. And so now I'm making it a lot easier for people to get started and to grow. So I have a spin-off business that I just started called My Growth Hub, which you can get from Career Coaching Pro, which will help coaches start their businesses and grow as well. So I'm helping out coaches, individuals that are looking for their ideal roles and ones that want to shine, get promoted in their current role. And then I'm also helping businesses as well, just, retain employees with workshops and facilitation and problem solving, outplacement services. Yeah, so there's information on my website. You can find out more. It's www.careercoachingpro.com, and I'll have all of the services broken down and some testimonials as well.
That sounds wonderful. Good. Well, yeah, we will definitely link to all of that. And then you touched on a big thing that I wanted to talk about today, which was your upcoming webinars. So you've got 2 of them. Tell us a little bit about each of them, and then also who your guest speakers are going to be. Very exciting. Or your keynote speakers, actually, right?
Yes. Thanks, Jane. So we do have a workshop coming up on the 29th. And you can sign up for that online at www.careercoachingpro.com and then /group/options. That will take you to a group page that has the ability to sign up for a workshop where we're going to kind of nail down goals that you might have for either looking for an ideal job or shining in your current role. And we're going to be using human-centered design thinking practices and methods to uncover what problems people are facing.
Amazing.
In addition, October 12th, which I'm very, very excited about, we're having a conference. We're actually hosting a conference, and it's going to be a great day where you can learn more about tech, not just UX, but product, research, design, all of the different roles that you can play within tech, and then also learn and grow in your current role. So if you want to get into tech, it would be a great conference, or if you are in tech already and you just want to grow in your career, it's going to be a great, great day. It's free for everyone. So you can go onto the website and sign up there as well by going to careercoachingpro.com/events. And you can see all of the information and RSVP there as well.
Amazing. And your amazing speakers. I'm just so excited for this part of the story. I was so excited when you told me the first time. So
Thank you so much, Jane. So yeah, we are so fortunate to have people like Marty Kagan, who's written, and he's an author of Inspired and Empowered, is going to be joining us. I'm a huge fan of his, and he's going to be volunteering his time to help us out that day, which is amazing. I have Katie Swindler coming from Allstate. She's also an author. She just wrote a book, so she's going to be coming to join us. I have a panel discussion with so many great individuals. I have Marie Sarmiento, who's coming from Yelp. And many, many more. I also have folks from, gosh, if I can remember all of them, Alteryx and Trifecta. And yes, it's a very, very long list. I'm just so excited to have everyone coming. We also have topics that are going to be about inclusion and diversity, which is going to be really great. So not just tech related too. So, and how that applies to the tech as, you know, the tech arena. So really, really excited. I obviously don't remember every single person that's going to be joining, but we're really excited to have them.
Well, that's a good problem to have because you have so many people coming and so many amazing talks. I'm really excited. I already marked it on my calendar. But I say that
Awesome.
like I love that story because it circles back to like you gave me invaluable advice every single time we spoke. But truly, some of the best advice I ever got was just how to. I call cold calling because I don't know what you call it on LinkedIn, cold messaging, you know, cold call people on LinkedIn and just, you know, really kind of be vulnerable and put yourself out there and say, you know, this is what I'm trying to do. This is who I am. I'd love to learn from you. And that led to Marty Kagan being your keynote speaker, which I just love.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know the story, Jane, but Marty actually, he trained us and he was my coach in Agile when I was at cars.com.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So I was so lucky. It was like a pivotal moment in my career. I was joining cars.com, and at the time they were actually going through a transition where they were going to be moving into Agile. And it was very, very early. And like, I think it was 2011, I want to say. So it was very early and they were transitioning. And I got this new job and they said, we're going to be bringing in Marty Kagan to train all of you. And it was by far one of the best experiences I've ever had because, again, it was pivotal, and Agile has been such a big part of what I have been doing, you know, for the last portion of my career before I got into coaching full time. And I'm just so thrilled that he is going to be joining us because every person that I meet with, including you, right, that's going into the design field, I always mention you have to get Marty's book because it's so wonderful and it's still so relevant today. And you can learn so much about Agile and how everybody works within the tech environment together.
I love that. I love that. Well, I'm so excited for it. And it's, I mean, amazing that you're not only pulling together all these incredible resources, but you're also making it free, which I just think is incredible and opens the door for so many people, especially people who are kind of on the fence about, you know, what do I know about this? Do I really want to invest in this? You know, such a good place for a foundation of what this field is about.
Yeah. And for me, you know, Jane, it's all about helping people. I mean, I'm in the business of helping people. And so sometimes the people that need the most help are the ones that can't afford it. So that's why the conference will be free. I also help unemployed people. I don't know if you know that, but those that are unemployed, I can also help out with other payment options once they start working. So it is something that I try very hard to kind of include because I know that they are the ones sometimes that need the most help.
No, absolutely. And, you know, I think going back to that whole thing of you're in the right place, you're doing exactly the right thing. I think that you tying that back to just this passion of helping people is so evident. So it's so exciting. I'm very excited for you. I'm excited that everything has just been blossoming and, you know, I'm excited that we get to continue our relationship and I still get to learn so much from you. And I'm just so thankful. I'm thankful that you were able to chat with us today and that you and I have such a lovely ongoing relationship.
Yeah. And that's the crazy part about coaching, right? Is people think I'm just going to hire a coach and then I just won't be talking to them again. And that's not the case at all, right? For me, it's all about building these relationships and being there for you throughout your entire career, right? Because you're going to be moving into new roles as you continue your career. And if you have a great manager at work, that's awesome. But a lot of times I work with people that don't have great relationships with their managers. And so I can be there to support them along the way and have those meaningful conversations with their managers to also be able to shine, get recognized and promoted.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that the services that you offer go so much further than just, you know, professionalism and, how do we check some boxes? I mean, I genuinely do feel like you and I had rapport that we were building at all times. You never ever started a conversation without saying, how are you and what's going on? And, we would catch up first. And I feel like that's such a beautiful part of what you bring to mentorship. It is not this, okay, the clock starts now and here are the things we need to tackle. We always got stuff done, but it was not without that human element, which I just love.
Yes. And good point, because I do feel like I use human-centered design thinking principles within our coaching sessions. So I use what I've learned in my past and apply it to the future, just like you have with your past job and your future job that you're in right now.
Yeah, no, and it's, not to give away all your trade secrets, but also, just one of the best pieces of advice that you ever gave me is when you have a passion, utilize that. And I came in with my background in special education, and from the get-go, you said, if accessibility is the goal, start there, begin as you mean to end, and accessibility a part of everything that you do. So you definitely lead by example.
And you're doing it now too.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
So, oh, good. Well, this was such a lovely full circle moment. I'm so glad you were able to be not just a guest, but the very first guest. And, with us while we start off our Berrien inspirations. Truly.
Oh my gosh.
You're the reason I am here. So.
Oh, thank you, Jane. It means so much. And I'm just so happy to see you so successful and happy. And I think back, 6 months ago when you were, just getting through it, and to look at how far you've come. I'm so excited. And thank you so much for thinking of me and for the opportunity to come and join you today.
Of course. Well, we'll put all of the information for Career Coaching Pro and your upcoming webinars, and we'll send all that out.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Jane.
Oh, okay. Take care.
Talk soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
I don't know if you want to hang on for a half a second. We can.
Yeah.
I feel like that went. Was it okay? I feel
like
it was rocky because I'm like, how do I do this? But.
Oh no, I thought you did great. And hopefully the information I provided got to all of the meat that you were looking for.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the point was to say that you're an inspiration and I love you and you're amazing, but also to say, like, how can we showcase all the amazing things you're doing. So hopefully you feel like we did that. Do you feel like?
Oh my gosh, completely. And how long were we on? Because it felt like it just flew by. So I have no idea.
I know. I was trying to be kind of cognizant of that. I think it was like at 15 minutes.
Oh, perfect. Okay. That's great.
So
awesome. Thank you so much, Jane. Oh my goodness.
Honestly, like actually very nice. I'm very glad that, one, they took my idea and you were open to doing this because I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing, but it got to be very natural.
Clearly, you know exactly what you're doing.
It got to be natural because we've done this for what?
Yes,
we did it for like a year. So
that's true. That is true. And I don't know if I told you, but I just missed you in Denver because I was visiting there before you moved back. Yeah.
For the UX conference that Elizabeth Banker.
Was she there?
She was just here. She had a UX conference of some kind that she was promoting.
I think it was for her business, right? I think it was for the, yeah.
She's working somewhere else now than she was when I first met her, right?
Well, no. So they got bought out.
Oh.
And so, but I'm glad because it sounds like they're supporting her and they had this, I saw the pictures too. They were having some sort of event, but no, I came before that just for a visit and I loved it. We went to, we had a beer tour and we saw all of the artwork in the alleys and
the street art here is just, it's gorgeous. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I'm kind of in awe. I keep telling people, when you live in a bigger city, there's kind of this expectation that things change so rapidly that any time away, you're like, oh my gosh, everything is different. I don't know if it was COVID or, I just haven't seen it yet, but everything just feels exactly the same. It feels like I just returned to the exact same place with my exact same friends and all of these things. And it's been amazing. We've been here for 5 days and I think I have a sense of excitement again, which is fun. So
I'm so glad. And are you in the same neighborhood that you were in before?
Yeah. So we're like 6 blocks over in just an amazing part of town where I don't think we touched our car for like the first 3 days because we can walk
Yeah.
everything. And that's
I
just,
know, it just makes such a big difference.
it does. It
And
does.
the weather is probably amazing.
It's amazing. Can't complain. I mean, coming from Virginia where it's like 85% humidity and here it's like
Yeah.
20.
Right.
It's so nice. So
Oh, I'm so glad. And thanks again.
this was fun. I definitely I had to get my bearings, but then after that I was like, no, we got this. We're good.
I honestly think you're a natural speaker. I mean, I'm so impressed with your talk, and I've sent your talk to other people already.
Good. Oh, good.
Yes. Oh, did you talk to Ronnie?
I don't think he ever responded to me.
Oh, shoot.
I can check in with him though.
Oh, please do, because he's going through Career Foundry. He was not my mentee at first. Do you have to run?
I do not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good time.
Started Career Foundry. He was not my mentee. And then Nilly reached out and said, hey, I know this guy and he has a disability. I can't remember the one. I think it's the one that Michael J. Fox has.
Oh, okay.